Have you ever seen a child fight? Not for glory, not for fame, but just to survive the night. This is the story of Ojok, a boy born in a small African village, raised by a teenage mother. His life began with pain long before he could even understand it. Ojok's mother was barely a teenager herself, yet she carried him on her back, fed him with the little millet she begged for, and protected him from relatives who whispered he was a burden. They lived in a small hut with a roof that leaked and walls that listened to their silence. Some nights, Ojok slept on an empty stomach while his mother lied and said she had eaten. But life doesn't wait for strength. When Ojok was just 12, his mother fell gravely ill. No hospital, no medicine, no one to help. He held her hand as her breathing faded, tears soaking the floor, hoping, wishing, praying for a miracle that never came. After her death, his uncles showed no compassion. "We cannot feed another mouth," they said. They took her mattress, her cooking pots, her few belongings, and left Ojok alone with grief and dust. With no one to shelter him, Ojok walked barefoot toward Kampala City, not with dreams, but with desperation. In the city, life was harsher than he imagined. He slept under market stalls, scavenged trash for food, and avoided people who would chase him away. Hunger became his teacher and fear became his shadow. One night he stumbled upon an abandoned warehouse. Inside, boys his age were fighting. No rules, no gloves, just survival. The winners got food, the losers got scars. Ojok was thrown into the ring. He didn't know how to fight, but when he saw a plate of food waiting for the winner, he stood up again and again. The boy who once held his mother's hand in fear learned to fight, not for glory, but for life itself. Ojok didn't stop at surviving. He studied the streets, learned the value of persistence, and realized that the same determination that kept him alive could build a better life. He began saving every coin, investing in small ventures, selling goods, repairing bikes, and coaching younger street fighters. The boy who once begged for scraps became a young man who turned every small win into opportunity. People noticed his sharp mind and fearless attitude. Doors opened that he never imagined. He moved from street fights to real battles in business, forming partnerships and creating opportunities. The city that once ignored him now whispered his name with respect. Ojok built companies, hired workers from the streets he once roamed, and created chances for those with nothing but dreams. One day, standing in his office high above the city, he remembered the nights under market stalls, the cold biting wind, and the empty stomachs that once ruled his life. He smiled. Pain had shaped him, hunger had trained him, and determination had carried him to a life of wealth and influence. People now saw a powerful, wealthy man. But inside, he still carried the barefoot boy who had held his mother's hand at the grave. Ojok had everything, yet he never forgot what it meant to start with nothing. If a boy like Ojok could rise from the streets to power, what's stopping you from turning your own pain into success?